Alright guys, welcome to this page of the notes. Now what I'm going to ask you to do here on this page is we just looked at the four common types of graphs that we see in algebra: the constant function, the identity function, the absolute value function, and the quadratic function. And what I'm going to ask you guys to do both on quizzes and tests and in the homework is you need to be able to identify the type of function represented by the graph below. Look at the graph, tell me which of those four types it is. So here we go. The first one. Well, take a look at that. I recognize right away, hey, that is a V. You guys should know anytime you see a graph that looks like a V, that is absolute value. Now, what you should notice is that this guy has been shifted down. Normally, my V would be right here at the origin. It is not. It has been shifted down. We'll talk about transformations in a second. The general, though, the parent function, if you were to write the equation for the parent function, the one that is centered at the origin, it would be y equals the absolute value of x. That would be the parent function. Let's try the next one. Well, this one is just a horizontal line going through y equals 4. Well, you should remember from the previous page, this is the constant function. And in this case, the constant function is y, the parent function would be y equals a. But for this one, it's really easy. I can see that that line goes through y equals 4. So I'm going to go ahead and write this one. Y equals 4 is the graph that you were given, y equals 4. Let's try a couple more here. Let me slide this up so we can see them. The next one, well, go ahead and take a look at this, and it looks like that U-shaped graph. It is opening up. It doesn't go through the origin, but that's okay. Anytime I see that U-shaped graph either opening up or down, I know that this is going to be the quadratic. This is the quadratic function. And we remember, right, the parent function, right? The one graphed has been shifted up. But if you were to graph the parent function, the one that goes through the origin, you should remember that its equation is y equals x squared, right? I have y equals x squared is not what's graphed, right? This is just the parent function. This is the one that goes through the origin. We'll talk a little bit more later about transformations and how you would actually write the equation for what I have given you, but here we're just getting some practice. Do you remember what the parent function is? And then the last one I've got here, well, it is a line with a positive slope, going linear. It's a linear function, positive slope, going up through my graph here, and so I'm going to recognize that as the identity function. So that is the identity function. And again, this one has been shifted down on the previous page. The parent function goes through the origin 0, 0. So I don't have the parent function, but you should remember from the previous page, the parent function would be just y equals x. Now that's not what I have graphed here, but we'll worry later here in the next pages of the notes how you deal with those transformations. So let's do that now. Let's take some time to talk about the transformations. We'll do that on the next page. So head on over and I'll meet you there.